Welcome once again into today's 820 episode. Just as a warm-up, I will never know who you are, how these episodes, or this one in particular, strikes you, not impresses you, but also maybe leaves an imprint on you that's positive. All I want to do in these episodes and in the book itself and in my workshops, the 1 hour ones or the half day ones, I only want to give you an insight, not to this guy who's giving you nothing new under the sun about resilience, just a different perspective on that term and how that term is relevant to us. And the relevance that I keep coming back to and keep taking forward is what we all have in common. And I will subscribe to you what we need to maintain as commonality, not what makes us different or puts more distance between us. There's some value there on top of the value you have inside of you and what I have inside of me. There's a common value that we can connect with and through. That is the main gist or focus of these episodes. So today, I'm going to talk about very shortly and very quickly about this. What sense to give up? What sense would you give up to maintain resilience? If you absolutely had to give up one of your senses, say one of your 5 main senses, which one sense would you want to keep? Say you were giving a single choice option. You got 5 mainly to choose from, but which one would you choose to maintain if you only had one to keep? Just think about that for a few moments. I know I'm not going to give you some dead air on this episode, but I do want to take 5 or 10 seconds for you to even ponder that question. Given that your 5 senses, if you're going to have to give up all other senses, which one would you keep? And if you can, if you get a chance, jump over to the website 820podcast.com. And I want to know from you guys, or also you can do it on YouTube, because although this is an audio episode, it'll be posted on YouTube. Maybe you can jot down what your comments are about what sense would you keep and why would that be the one. If you had no other ones to have or to keep, which one would it be and why? But given all that, as you take a few moments, and I'll pause right here, 5-10 seconds, just to consider that. Observe that question to yourself, and then see what comes up in your heart, in your head. Which sense would you choose to keep? I hope something came to you as an inspiration or indication of what that might be for you. But let me give you mine. So I guess for me, I probably would, initially, I really can't get to 1. I'll start with 2, and then I'll try to, level out which one is, 1, which one is 1A. But for me, I have 5 senses that I have to now get rid of 3 of them or 4 of them and keep 1 or 2 of them. The 2 that I would absolutely have to maintain or keep if I had to make this decision would be sight and hearing. So those are my 2 that I absolutely am okay with. I can give up the touch, I can give up the taste, I can give up the, what's the other one? Touch, taste, feel. I would give up those, but I would prioritize the hearing and the sight part. No, sorry. Touch, taste, and smell, excuse me. Those 3, I would give up those 3 to keep sight and hearing. Now, what I posed to you was 1. Which one would you absolutely maintain if you had to? So here I am with two, hearing and sight. And although I don't want to give up any of these, but at this point, this juncture, this proposition, I'm going to defer to hearing. And it kind of goes into what I mentioned to you, if you've been with me for other episodes. I was mentioning to you that question, that centering question about every episode and in the book, resilience, the beauty of presence. I asked you that question, what drives you? And then I go further to give you my definition or explanation of what drives me. And originally, in the book itself, it's still there, 4 words: energy, music, money, light. So as you can see in those 4 words, music. And music, yeah, you got to be able to play, to listen to feel, to appreciate, whether it be rock, R&B, hip hop, jazz, classical. It's an interactive activity with music. In my case, if music drives me, all those things about senses is important to me. But in the construct of this episode, having to choose and prioritize which sense to maintain, if I had to, it'd be the hearing part. I got to be able to hear music. Because right now, I hear a lot of music. I am trying my best to play a great rendition or approximation or expression of music on my trumpet and my flugelhorn. And now, by the way, my cornet. However, I'm still in the study and student mode of doing that. But I got to be able to hear it. And first, me, I got to hear it. Then I know my bandmates need to hear it. And then, of course, the audience, if they're out there, I want to present something to them that is pleasurable, exciting, interesting, melodious, positive, not playing too many notes off the key and definitely out of rhythm with the melody or the bandmates. So, bringing this close, I would prefer to maintain hearing over all the senses. Because again, music is what drives me. But I think if I didn't have those other senses, I'd want to be able to hear. And maybe what I've said before, I think in the book, when you have limited senses, maybe from a disability or an accident, or maybe you're born that way with not all the senses that we all have normally, I think the ones you do have get more finely attuned or tuned into this thing called life. Maybe for me, given this scenario, I would hear better and maybe play better without having to feel the valves of my trumpet, without having to be able to hold it and know the coldness or the warmth of my trumpet. Maybe I wouldn't be able to see the shiny patina of the trumpet, but I could hear it. So, I won't hold you up too much on this one, but please think about that. If you get a chance, let me know what your answers or approaches are to, if you had to give up all your senses and wanted to maintain one, which one would it be for you? Until then, stay present, stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember this: it's always 8:20.